the vibes, man? My demons do not need slaying. They need guidance. My demons do not need slaying. They need guidance. Tap in, man. Tap in, tap in, tap in. New sweater is out. New sweater is out. New sweater is out. My demons don't need slaying, they need guidance. One thing I've learned, right, about the more you accept all aspects of self, is the better you become at being a version of you that you can be comfortable with. Uh, a lot of times we tend to not want to slow down. We think fast and we think from a space where we don't give ourselves time to cool out. The whole goal behind this life is not about being like you don't want to rush anything. That's not the goal. The goal is to sit with oneself, understand oneself from a space of peace. And a lot of times we're trying to keep up with society's version of society's version of I don't know, perfect. And in reality, perfect is imperfection. So, yo, love, 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 love. Peace, 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 chat. So, in actuality, perfection is imperfection. You gotta slow down. Tapping in, man. Tapping if you need to. Much love. I hope you give a fuck about yourself. You taking time to understand. You ain't pussy. You just learning to understand yourself. What's up, Cammy? Love, love, love. Understand you not pussy. You learning to understand yourself and approach your version or your highest version of self from a space of peace. Drop the challenges, drop the questions. What the fuck are you guys going through that seems like it may be difficult? Are you guys breathing? What are you guys doing to maintain your frequency? Because you understand it's not really about how much wins you have. It's actually about how you show up when it's time to stay in alignment while chaos is happening. So tap in. But like I was saying, you let me start right here with y'all now, right? Don't come in here telling me Jesus loves me. I don't give a fuck about that. I really don't. I honestly understand who I am and what I'm on. Now, I don't fuck with religion from a space where I depend on it. Yo, what's good, Austin? I do not fuck with religion from a space where I depend on it. So the Jesus loves you, man, save that for yourself. I don't need to know that Jesus loves me. You need to know that Jesus loves you. That has nothing to do with me. So save your sentiments for yourself. Ask yourself, Jesus loves me. What the fuck does that have to do with you? Please ask yourself, do you know Michael Bloston? Don't know him, and I don't give a fuck about him. But I'm going to get back to what the fuck I was saying. I hope you guys are uplifting yourself, understanding yourself, just sharing the gospel. You don't need to share the gospel. You need to be the gospel. The gospel is not about sharing the gospel. It's about being the gospel. God looks at me with disgust. I feel you, Kyle. That's on you, man. Men are not ruined by things. They're ruined by their perception of it. I hope you can understand you're a great motherfucking guy. Since I've been streaming with you and understanding you, you seem cool as shit. So, God is a version of you. And there's no way he could look at you and discuss unless you think of it. What is the gospel? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking give a fuck. A matter of fact, I think the gospel is your way of living. Yo, love, Jonah. The gospel is your way of living. And what you consider the gospel is what you consider the gospel. That's honestly. Like I said, I don't do the religion shit. I'm not into talking religious. I don't have no words and relevance to it to appease you. I don't give a fuck about it. You can please stop saying bad words and you can log the fuck off my stream. That's what the fuck you could do. What, Cammy? Yeah, because I'm a fucking curse. I'm a fucking say how I fucking feel. And they also say people that curse a lot are very expressive and very successful. I kind of added the last part, but you got to express yourself. Express yourself. And I don't think cursing is a bad thing. You know what's funny? I'll look at a lot of you motherfuckers that don't curse and that you try to live this sanctimonious life. You know what's crazy? In some aspects, I'm a lot more genuine than you. Not trying to, play the bragging game, but you guys don't live to your full potential, but you try to keep up with this sanctimonious act. Be yourself. I remember at one point they were saying that Kim Jong-un never farted or even pissed. Are you trying to be Kim Jong-un? My favorite chocolate streamer. That description sounds so fucking weird. What up, though? Stop cursing, dude. What the heck? Fuck you and have a very beautiful day. Now you cursing so much is bad vibes. Your mother is bad vibes. Your mother is bad vibes, excuse me. And guess what? You know you can log off the stream, right? You don't have to be here. You're choosing to be here. Why be here if I'm giving so much fucking bad vibes? Why? So, like I was saying, I hope you motherfuckers are enjoying your life, understanding yourself, understanding that whenever self-doubt comes your way, listen, you're a lot bigger, and always remember that, listen, bro, self-doubt is just a kind of an understanding that lets you know that you're living from your special space. Honestly. Cursing so much is good vibes. I guess so. My favorite gay YouTuber. I'm letting you motherfuckers know now, right? You come in here with the trolling. Let me tell you my mantra. Trolls, I don't see you because you live under bridges. Done. So I'm always going to be higher and I'm always going to transmute that energy. So feel free to troll. It doesn't matter to me. It's a choice to be here. They got to test you and they got to see if you, yeah, bro, heavy like, it's cool though. They got to test you and see if you going to settle for their bullshit. I am not receptive towards appeasing any of your bullshit. And I can still stay serendipitous and be quite candid with the way I fucking talk. And I'll be very loquacious in relevance to how I speak and what I say. Even if I'm fucking cursing, I don't give a fuck. You understand? But, anywho, what I will say is this. Then curse in your shorts. It doesn't matter where I curse at. And I do curse in my shorts. It's you trying to point out something as though you making that point is better for your life and your living. This is what you need to do. Go on your YouTube, right? Click the video button and go to live. And then go live and then never curse. And maybe YouTube will send you an award for not cursing. And then you can show your mom. And then your mom is going to be like, oh, wow, JT3ZZ023 has done a great fucking job at not cursing. And I love him as my son or daughter. I don't give a fuck. Do that shit on your own time. I like streamers without filters, more personal, connecting, and them being themselves. That's what it has to be, Austin. It has to be that way. It has to be. A lot of times, bro, a lot of motherfuckers come on here trying to be something they not. You feel me? So it's like the fact that a motherfucker says me cursing has something to do with who I am as a person, when good vibes and genuine vibes have existed way before the idea of cursing. It's always about the emotional undertone. A lot of you motherfuckers do not understand yourselves. You do not understand yourselves. So after a while, I'm going to begin to ignore you and continue talking about my topic. Because at some point, you got to understand something, JT. I I don't really personally give a fuck about how you think or how you feel. That's why you can always make your own stream. And you can go in there and kind of rectify things. Because if I wanted to, I could just block you. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because apparently you're sticking around for some reason, right? But Kyle, Austin, I'm going to get back to your idea behind that. It is very genuine to be yourself. Very, very genuine to be with yourself. Okay, and I guess you fuck with my content, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you do. But you gotta understand, this is who I am. My demons need no slaying. You see the sweater. You know what I'm on. Don't you ever try to course correct me to match how you feel when I'm always gonna be myself. Being myself is why you fuck with my content. That's why you're here. Think about it. One more curse word and I'm disliking the stream. Well, you can have a nice day and suck your mother's front toe if you need to. I don't really care if you dislike the stream. You showed us your demons. They do. Okay. I don't really care. But anywho, the idea behind being authentic, shout outs to Austin, you have to understand emotional undertone is very serious. Words are spells. So don't look at what I'm saying. Look at the vibe behind what I'm saying. Emotional undertone. I give you an example. Some people will be like, yo, that's my bitch. Oh, that's my bitch. See those two different understandings? Women do it on a regular. People do this thing where they don't understand emotional undertone. I read past the bias. I don't stick at the bias. So if a motherfucker say something to me, I'm not really focused on what he said. I'm more focused on the energy, and that's what you call emotional intelligence. You got to be aware of the emotional intelligence. If not, I don't know if you're JT, if you're a boy or a girl, but if you're if you're in a relationship, it's gonna be very, very hard for you to kind of understand when to take things personal or when not to take things personal. So much luck to you if you feel as though, people have to be a certain way. And that might be a hard life for you to live too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And bro, Austin, I'm feeling the same way, but for some reason, I think he wants to be here. So I really, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he wants to be here. But it's going to be very hard for you to hold a relationship with the individual, the counterpart, if you're so focused on what people say and not really the feeling behind what they say. Also, you know what I realize? When you feel as though you don't like something, you know what you shouldn't do? You shouldn't stay around it. You shouldn't stay around it. You should move on. You should move on. You shouldn't stay and comment as best as you can because it seems like you want to be seen. You want to be heard. And I have no problem addressing your I need attention understanding. You need some attention, and I get that. So I'm going to actually slow down when I talk to you because you seem very sensitive. You see, just finished my college day. You need to take a deep breath, unwind, and take a moment and understand, hey, listen, everybody doesn't have to move on the frequency I move on. And if they're not moving on it, rather than saying I'm going to dislike or tell them what to do, I'm going to move on because I don't want to drain my energy. Simple. Simple. It's kind of that easy, bro. Because it's like you're still telling me this, but then telling me about you had a long college day. It seems like you want to be the center of attention and you want to have a conversation. So what I'll say for you is this, because I'm going to read your emotional undertone rather than read your comments. Listen, I'm happy you're in college. I'm happy you're doing what you need to do for the sake of yourself. Keep being yourself. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Okay? But you making content for spiritual people. I'm not making content for spiritual people because spiritual is subjective. You hear that? Spiritual is subjective. A lot of my subscribers don't give a fuck if I curse because it wasn't about being spiritual. It was about being the 1%. You still don't fucking get it. That's the problem. That's the problem with motherfuckers like you. And I like the fact that you actually stick around to listen because your subconscious and your spirit is going to remember this. It's not about being spiritual. I never fucking told you I make content for spiritual motherfuckers. I never said that to you. You decided to take that, put that on your heart, and walk into the stream and subscribe or whatever the fuck you did and assume that that's what I make content for. I make content for motherfuckers that care about themselves. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's not my content, actually. I feel like my content is more so a cult, since you want to be technical. My content is more so a cult. I'm not really fucking with the idea of... wait, my girl's calling me. Give me a second.